Part 2 of my series on Ghislaine Maxwell. After those early childhood years of neglect due to a brother that was in a coma, Ghislaine became her father's favorite child. She had no reason to worry about anything when her father was alive, and he handed her multiple jobs. When she was 22 years old, he made her an executive at a soccer team he owned. Ghislaine's father also owned the company The Mirror Group, which was a bunch of different tabloids, and they would run a sweepstakes where you could win £1 million. And Ghislaine would help out with the newspaper. Here she is with all the submissions of people that wanted to win the £1 million. Ghislaine was educated at Oxford, which is where she apparently met her bestie, Prince Andrew. Here they are again. Ghislaine's father didn't always give her every single job she asked for. Her father dreamt of having an international presence, so he bought the New York Daily News when it was going under. And Ghislaine asked him if she could be the fashion editor, but this was a magazine that covered sports and unalivings, and so he couldn't make her the fashion editor when there was no fashion section. Yeah, she wasn't used to hearing no from him. But apparently buying this paper filled his ego with delight, and he found out their offices didn't have a kitchen, so he moved the entire office to the Waldorf Astoria, where they had $4,000 a night rooms. He had a butler taking care of him, and when he didn't like someone, he would send them up in the elevator to the rooftop and trap them there for as long as he could, and then laugh about it. Even though Robert Maxwell is a billionaire, he did not like to have too many possessions, but the one thing he loved was his yacht, which he named after his youngest daughter, Ghislaine, Lady Ghislaine. 9 months after buying the New York Daily News, he went out on a solo journey on his yacht to the Canary Islands and apparently had a great time. But in the morning, the crew could not find him, and they ended up finding his body overboard, and the apparent cause of unaliving was a heart attack. However, Ghislaine, out of her 9 siblings, is the only one that always believed that he was unalived by someone intentionally. They had a funeral for him in Israel, and then a few months later, his big crime came out. Ghislaine's father had been looting money from the pension funds of his employees at the newspaper, The Mirror, to the tune of £763 million. All of his stuff was auctioned off, and the riches this family once knew were now dwindled. Ghislaine had contacts. Her family knew everyone, so all she needed was a man with money who would be impressed by her contact list. I think you can see where this is going. I'll talk more about it in part 3.